Welcome to Dagon by H.P. Lovecraft. So what is this game? It's a free-to-play game on Steam. It takes about roughly 30 minutes. It's a horror atmosphere visual novel. And I was thinking about waiting for the VR version to come out later in October, but I'm doing it now. So I'm excited for it. I love H.P. Lovecraft type stuff. And just by name Dagon, so you know it's going to be some underwater mystery and some horror. So Dagon is a faithful, interactive, and an adaptation of H.P. Lovecraft's work, focused on story and atmosphere. You will not find difficult choices, action sequences, or inventory management here, and movement is limited to progressing through location along with the plot.
I am writing this under an appreciable mental strain, since by tonight I shall be no more.
Alright. Do I click? Like, how do we skip? So during the game, you will encounter interactive elements. Some of them will allow you to continue your journey. Others reveal interesting facts about the original short story, its historical background, and the author. Oh, okay. Some of the trivia is hidden. In order to find these secrets, focus your eyes and look for the elder sign. There we go. Almost got like a leaf or a branch look to it. You can also access all the found facts later. They will be available in the menu. Okay. So I cannot move, but I click on stuff.
Penniless, and at the end of my supply of the drug which alone makes life endurable, I can bear the torture no longer, and shall cast myself from this garret window into the squalid street below.
That's a little harsh. Alright. Oh.
Do not think from my slavery to morphine that I am a weakling or a degenerate.
I wasn't saying that. I mean, you could have bad injury, addicted to it. Who knows?
When you have read these hastily scrawled pages, you may guess, though never fully realize, why it is that I must have forgetfulness or death.
Man, I feel like a viewer right now. I'm just going to be backseating to all this, right? Man, it looks pretty good. Look at this game. There is like a support thing. Pay like $5. You really enjoy this game. I'm kind of curious how good this is because, you know what? Visual novels, a good story, that could be good. It's like watching a movie or like do like a TV show or something. So, yeah. Alright. So we got ink. That'll tell a story. Is that it? Man, it feels like my angle, like my chair is like angled right now. Man, this could be cool in VR. Alright, well, we're scribbling something. What are we scribbling?
It was in one of the most open and least frequented parts of the broad Pacific that the packet of which I was supercargo fell a victim to the German sea raider.
Alright. So, what? Do we get like raiders? Like, did they actually steal from us? What's going on here? I wasn't paying attention. Probably not a good thing, visual novel. But yeah, it sounds like gunshots.
The Great War was then at its very beginning, and the ocean forces of the Hun had not come.
Oops. Oh, my bad. So the Great War was then at its beginning, and the ocean force of the Hun had not completely sunk to their later degradation. My bad, his voice acting is much better. Yeah, because well, that's an interesting fact. Isn't this like, H.P. Lovecraft, was he mostly around, like, the early 20th century? So it'd be like 1900s era, like World War I? Good stories like in 1800s, I don't know.
So that our vessel was made a legitimate prize, whilst we of her crew were treated with all the fairness and consideration due us as naval prisoners.
Man, I need to look up more about H.P. Lovecraft, because he was an actual person that did stuff. I'm curious. Maybe this is all true. And then the monsters are kind of his imagination to pick a flare on it. Alright. So we got 4 hours, we got Elder Science. That would make the story go by faster. So I don't want that, or is it clues? Oh, let's do that. Okay, so that's clues, the seeker. So that's the story. It's 3 like fast forward sign. These are just clues that we want to do. Okay, so the Huns. The Huns were Central Asian nomads who established a dominion in Europe and invaded the Roman Empire in the 5th century AD. They were known as brutal, deadly warriors and master of quick raids, who also developed powerful composts, bows, lassos, and early siege weapons. Look at them go. Yeah, they were. I was excited for they were in Asia. Yeah, they are. Could that be like Attila the Hun? Alright. So during World War I, the British used the word Hun as a synonym for Germans in order to emphasize their brutality. Okay? However, the term originated when the German Emperor Wilhelm II gave a speech to his troops on 27th July 1900 before they embarked to China. Should you encounter the enemy, he will be defeated. No quarter will be given. Prisoners will not be taken. Oh geez, brutality for sure. Whoever falls into your hands is forfeited. Just as 1,000 years ago, the Huns under their king Attila made a name for themselves, one that even today makes them seem mighty in history and legend. May the name German be affirmed by you in such a way in China that no Chinese will ever again dare to look cross-eyed at German. Whew. The refusal to take prisoners was a clear breach of the laws and customs of war adopted during the first Hague Convention of 1899. Yep, the Geneva Convention type stuff, right? Well, that Geneva Convention is the nuclear, right? The humanitarian laws? Yeah. Alright, so boat. Are we escaping? I guess we're escaping. That'd be my, well, it is my guess.
So liberal, indeed, was the discipline of our captors, that 5 days after we were taken, I managed to escape alone, in a small boat, with water and provisions for a good length of time.
You didn't take anyone with you? Wow, what a bad crewmate. Alright, jump on in. Oh, okay, so there's a ration that'll skip the story. Or keep the story going. Alright, I probably moved my head way too much, but I want to explore everything. Alright. So we're getting our rations and packing the boat and dropping in the sea.
When I finally found myself adrift and free, I had but little idea of my surroundings.
Alright, we got achievement there. Oh, okay, so we gotta actually fully turn this way. And anything else? I get why they clipped to black. They want to animate him jumping in.
Never a competent navigator, I could only guess vaguely by the sun and stars that I was somewhat south of the equator.
Alright, well, you should be on a boat then.
Of the longitude, I knew nothing, and no island or coastline was in sight.
That's not good. Alright, so sun would skip it. Any certain stars, like I don't know the HP Lovecraft, if you have any like mythos stars things, like Greeks, who knows? And yeah, alright, sun it is. Blinded by the sun.
The weather
Oof,
kept
really?
fair, and for uncounted days I drifted aimlessly beneath the scorching sun, waiting either for some passing ship or to be cast on the shores of some habitable land.
Yeah, it'd probably make people dizzy just looking around like crazy, but yeah, taking the scenery. Alright, so we got that'd be for water. Anything else? No. Okay, water it is. And
But neither ship nor land appeared, and I began to despair in my solitude upon the heaving vastness of...
oops. But neither ship nor land appeared, and I began to despair in my solitude upon the heavenly vastness of unbroken blue. Yeah, I did it twice already. I'm doing bad. But yeah, I was outlining the box where I could look at. I could only look at the sun. Yeah, not really clouds. Alright, now what? We'll lose our mind?
The change happened whilst I slept.
Oh no, return to fish person?
Its details I shall never know,
Oh,
for my slumber, though troubled and dream-infested, was continuous.
dun dun dun. Ooh. Pretty nasty dream. Yeah, I do watch the Dagon movie. I watched like the voice. I do watch H.P. Lovecraft movies. They're always different and graphic. Let's just go with that. Alright, so we got like a squid thing.
When at last I awoke, it was to discover myself half sucked into a slimy expanse of hellish black mire, which extended about me in monotonous undulations as far as I could see.
I mean, I would more say it's red, okay.
And in which my boat lay grounded some distance away.
Yeah, the squid overturned it.
Though one might well imagine that my first sensation would be of wonder at so prodigious and unexpected a transformation of scenery, I was in reality more horrified than astonished.
Yeah, Darwin may have having a field day.
For there was in the air, and in the rotting soil, a sinister quality which chilled me to the very core.
Yeah, this doesn't look very happy.
The region was putrid
Ooh.
with the carcasses of decaying fish, and of other, less describable things which I saw protruding from the nasty mud of the unending plain.
Isn't that I forgot what it looks like that one Pokemon. I forgot the name of those ones that shell like that. But yeah, we got like octopus, we got squids, we got whatever shell thing is, we got like a scorpion urchin thing. I don't know.
Perhaps I should not hope to convey in mere words the unutterable hideousness that can dwell in absolute silence and barren immensity.
This is when everyone needs cell phones. You take pictures so someone will believe you.
There was nothing within
video.
hearing and nothing in sight save a vast reach of black slime. Yet the very completeness of the stillness and the homogeneity of the landscape oppressed me with a nauseating fear.
Yeah, well, there's a fish finally. Yeah, I'm looking for elder signs. Whoa, it's like the whole world is cut off there. It's kind of weird. Okay. Yeah, you're screwed.
The sun was blazing down from a sky which seemed to me almost black in its cloudless cruelty, as though reflecting the inky marsh beneath my feet.
Alright, now what? Am I supposed to be searching for something? I have a feeling I'm supposed to search some. It's probably saying, look at the sun or the boat. Alright? What the other signs? I didn't see any. Fine. Let's go back to our boat and hopefully we can find sea, open water,
As
something.
I crawled into the stranded boat, I realized that only one theory could explain my position.
Oh, what's that? It doesn't look good. What's that? They went to hell? I don't know.
Through some unprecedented volcanic upheaval, a portion of the ocean floor must have been thrown to the surface, exposing regions for which innumerable millions of years had lain hidden under unfathomable watery depths.
Okay, now you're grasping for straws. Mine was more believable.
So great was the extent of the new land which had risen beneath me that I could not detect the faintest noise of the surging ocean, straining my ears as I might.
Wouldn't it take hundreds of years to do this by a volcano? Like, because when it had to cool down, I think you'd be dead, dude.
Nor were there any seafowl to prey upon the dead things.
Yeah, where's like the seagulls and everything? Huh, this would be like a Morgus Fest for them. Alright. So we got a dead fish in front of us. Anything else? I wanted to look at that. A volcano did this, dude? I don't know about it, but fishy time. Come on.
For several hours I sat thinking or brooding in the boat, which lay upon its side and afforded a slight shade as the sun moved across the heavens.
What are you saying about? You didn't even try tipping it over. I mean, dude, I think I'll be walking just to see if I can find the sea, maybe? I don't know.
As the day progressed, the ground lost some of its stickiness and seemed likely to dry sufficiently for traveling purposes in a short time.
Ah, there we go. Now I think about escaping. And now what?
That night I slept but little, and the next day I made for myself a pack containing food and water, preparatory to an overland journey in search of the vanished sea and possible rescue.
I don't know how you sleep for this. Look at this. Jeez. The gunk. All the squid stuff getting at you. Alright. So, what are we looking at to get this going? I know the sack. Anything else? I feel like I'm missing something. But let's click on it anyways and see. Ooh.
On the third morning, I found the soil dry enough to walk upon with ease.
Right, third morning. So how long have we been here? 2 days? Jeez.
The odor of the fish was maddening, but I was too much concerned with graver things to mind so slight an evil, and set out boldly for an unknown goal.
Let's see. What would be on my mind right now? That fish smell would kind of make it hard. Probably give me a headache. Alright, so we gotta set off. I know, I gotta click over there. Just looking, I'm looking. Yeah, if you're so like me, it's gonna take more than 30 minutes, I have a feeling.
All day I forged steadily westward, guided by a faraway hummock which rose higher than any other elevation on the rolling desert.
What is this stuff? Yeah, we're aiming at the mountain, I imagine. I mean, hopefully for your sake, it's not a volcano erupting, dude. We got some rocks still, so were they, like, above the sea, protruding from the sea? But what are those creatures? They look like something out like aliens that go and face grab you almost. Or like a death worm, or who knows, like from Dune, who knows? Alright. I can't click on those things? You have like no comments, you'll be like, yeah, those are perfectly normal. Or you could say like there's sea monsters from very below, and they're coming up because of this, but whatever. The deaths we can't make in the submarine. But, no. Alright, so to pass forward, I have to be able to click on something here. Come on. No elder sign? Is this gonna make me walk? No? Okay, keep on walking then. New scenery ahead. Ooh.
That night, I encamped, and on the following day still travelled toward the hummock, though that object seemed scarcely nearer than when I had first espied it.
Hummock. I guess that's flying overhead. Can't think what it actually means. I guess it's unknown, like, I don't know, protruding thing? I don't know. Hey. Hey, I can... Ah, here we go, finally. The Horrors of the Ocean. The creator of the Cthulhu mythos and the fictional underwater city of Valhalla was convinced that life could not exist at the bottom of the ocean because the water pressure would make it uninhabitable. Life finds a way, dude. Today we know that the darkness depths of the ocean are home to many peculiar organisms. The deepest dwelling fish we have discovered so far, the Mariana snailfish, which is in Mariana Trench, which is supposed to be a deepest place on Earth, right? Can live about 8,000 meters, more than 26,000 feet below the ocean's surface, in never-ending darkness, and hellishly crushing pressures, hundreds of times stronger than those found at sea level. Wonder if it's more pressure than at space. Who knows? Upon glancing at the modern photos of deep-sea creatures such as the anglerfish, the fangtooth, the viperfish, and the truly Lovecraftian characteristics, it's hard not to find some irony in this. So what this offers suggesting is, did H.P. Lovecraft see some of these fish and wrote stories about them, or just got that lucky and close? Who knows? Stuff from nightmares. Alright, so we found it. So yeah, the other stuff, the sign is always going to be like just the game developer or devs telling you what background history about the guy. Or what, yeah. Alright, off we go. And now what? We got black screen still. Long black screen. Ooh.
By the fourth evening, I attained the base of the mound, which turned out to be much higher than it had appeared from a distance.
I don't know, for how big it looked from far, you think it'd be even bigger. Something's glowing over there.
An intervening valley setting it out in sharper relief from the general surface.
Alright.
Too weary to ascend, I slept in the shadow of the hill.
You slept on this? Ugh. I want to click on the glowy
I
bit.
know not why my dreams were so wild that night.
Maybe because the mountain's talking to you.
But ere the waning and fantastically gibbous moon had risen far above the eastern plain.
Alright. Now what?
I was awake in a cold perspiration, determined to sleep no more.
I don't know how you're sleeping, dude. You guys were never doing that in school, right? When you had to like keep track of the moon for school and like a journal to prove that you looked at it every night. You would put cloudy if you couldn't. I remember just looking it up on Weather Channel and being like, yeah, what was this supposed to be last night? A waxing? A waning? Okay. And then I would go with my friends like, could you see it? No, it was a little partly cloudy. Yeah, I agree with you. No, lying about
Such
that.
visions as I had experienced were too much for me to endure again.
So we don't want to go back to sleep because we don't want to see nightmares. Or are they nightmares? Could they be reality? Who knows?
And in the glow of the moon I saw how unwise I had been to travel by day.
What? What do you mean?
Without the glare of the parching sun, my journey would have cost me less energy.
What do you mean?
Indeed, I now felt quite able to perform the ascent which had deterred me at sunset.
What, you can't see the mountains? I don't get where he's going here.
Picking up my pack, I started for the crest of the eminence.
Or is our dreams, or is it calling for me to go now? Alright. Yeah, suck. But I don't want to pick it up. Yeah, why would it be better at night? I don't know. Deceiving maybe. That'd be my guess.
I have said that the unbroken monotony of the rolling plain was a source of vague horror to me.
Okay.
But I think my horror was greater when I gained the summit of the mound and looked down the other side into an immeasurable pit or canyon.
Ooh.
Whose black recesses the moon had not yet soared high enough to illumine.
Also, I can let me see to a sun.
I felt myself on the edge of the world,
I don't see anything down there.
peering over the rim into a fathomless chaos of eternal night.
Alright.
Through my terror ran curious reminiscences of Paradise Lost,
That game's alright.
and of Satan's hideous climb through the unfashioned realms of darkness.
I don't know what you're talking about, dude. It just... Okay.
As the moon climbed higher in the sky, I began to see that the slopes of the valley were not quite so perpendicular as I had imagined.
I see black slopes. Is that what it means? Nice. Sun's out. Yeah, fine.
Ledges and outcroppings of rock afforded fairly easy footholds for a descent,
At night? I don't know about it. Okay.
whilst after a drop of only a few hundred feet, the declivity became very gradual.
You sure about this? Alright. So once we go out there, of course it does. Am I going to fall hurt myself? We'll find out. Or we will not because it's black screen. I wonder how much...
Urged on by an impulse which I cannot definitely analyze, I scrambled with difficulty down the rocks and stood on the gentler slope beneath.
Man, I turned up the brightness for this game. I don't think it really help you because, yeah, I can kind of make out the floor and it's like just super foggy. You see like edges and you see like a big old weird square thing right there. I might have to post that to make it so you guys see more. But yeah.
Gazing into the Stygian deeps, where no light had yet penetrated.
Is this because the whole ocean is now, what do you want to say? It's now drained? So maybe we're watching, like, walk out on the seafloor and this is a deeper part? Who knows?
All at once, my attention was captured by a vast and singular object on the opposite slope, which rose steeply about 100 yards ahead of me.
Yeah, I know. I was talking about that already. Come on, dude, but they highlight for you.
An object that gleamed whitely in the newly bestowed rays of the ascending moon.
Yeah, I agree with that assessment. Okay. So moon, object. Ooh. Let's fast forward. I want elder signs. Aw. Let's see. Crunch, crunch, crunch now. Oh, it's...
That it was merely a gigantic piece of stone, I soon assured myself.
My mind's on monolith. It got a little taller, seems like. Doesn't it?
But I was conscious of a distinct impression that its contour and position were not altogether the work of nature.
Nature can't be. Look at that. That'd be perfect writing. I don't know. I don't think nature could do it. You know, nature finds a way.
A closer scrutiny filled me with sensations I cannot express.
Man, I could totally just make this a no commentary. Probably better. Just keep on clicking for you guys to listen to flow. Oh, don't you want my knowledge? My ramblings? Who knows? So yeah, if you want to try it out, links in the description below. Remember, it's free to play. So get what you can. Maybe do the VR version if you can, because I might. So like always, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Comment down below, and bye. Please leave like some games for October. I want to do some free spooky games. I don't care how bad that. I just felt like free to play horror games. You got some gems in there, quite fun. This is one of them. It could be VR or not. So yeah. So like always, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Comment down below, and bye.